So this is it, the final official snow report of the winter 2025-26 ski season. And as always, it's a long old season here in Chamonix. We kick things off the final weekend in November. We've run up until this weekend, the first weekend of May. May the 3rd is closing day up at Grand Montet. So I think this is week 23. As always, this won't necessarily be the last snow report I give you this season. If anything noteworthy happens, I'll be out here reporting it. But this is officially the end of the season now. This is my last official weekly snow report. From here on in, if I am reporting anything, it could be any day of the week. And throughout May, any snow reports that I do release will be gradually morphing into my summer alpine climbing and mountaineering reports. Indeed, as you've seen last week, and again this week as well, I'm already reporting on the alpine conditions because there's plenty of people out doing summer alpine activities. So I'm currently up in one of the most beautiful corners of the Massif. Got the Grand Capuchin up there, Mont Blanc and Mont Mordy would be up there somewhere, currently hidden behind the clouds slightly. You've got this absolutely stunning cirque here, and then Tour Ronde up there in front of me. And I'm heading up towards the Col d'Entrève in search of a little bit of spring powder. It's always a good shout at this time of year to ski over to the Italian side if you want to search for some slightly colder, drier powder, because all the Valley Blanche itineraries from the Chamonix side are south facing, so they get cooked very, very quickly, whereas the Italian side is more north facing, so snow stays colder and drier for longer. So you'll always see lots of people skiing up towards the Col d'Entrève, heading up towards Torino Hut and Heilbronner, or up towards the Col Marbre, then ski back down towards the Valley Blanche and or Valley Noire. As expected, they've now started decommissioning the arête. The right hand handrail is completely gone from the main part of the descent. Zigzags are currently still in place for both handrails, but I fully expect they'll be removing those soon as well. So might have a few more days of being able to descend with the zigzags, but not much more than that I expect. The Mallory Porter's incredibly popular with climbers today. Bit of fresh snow that we've had has definitely made the top ice field a lot more friendly, but it's still just unconsolidated powder on top of ice. You can still hear them bashing the ice in every single pick. Nobody's skied it since this fresh snow, but it's definitely a good thing because it's still very, very lean for skiing. In case anybody's interested in the conditions of the mixed climbs on the east face of Pointe Nationale, the answer is they're incredibly dry. People are still doing them. There's a team halfway up that route there. Don't know what it is, but it looks almost bone dry. You'd be better off in rock shoes, I think. Pellissier Gully's looking a bit better, at least for this first pitch. Definitely warrants having ice axes for that. But even so, I think definitely you're better off rock climbing right now. Plenty of people have been climbing routes up there in the dry, sunny rock. Okay, there's a better look at Pellissier Gully. The top's definitely bone dry, but you get at least a couple of good ice pitches in it, I think. And for anybody interested in skiing, the Gervasuti or the Jaeger, the answer's just no. That Bergstrand is absolutely huge. Looks like it's probably about 20 metres high. Even the best skiers in the world wouldn't be willing to jump that at the end of skiing the Gervasuti Couloir. That's the conditions on the north face of the Tour Ronde. I told you last week it's still looking completely black. It does now look white, but it's only going to be superficial. It's got a fresh coating of snow on it, but again, it's only going to be a few centimetres of loose powdery stuff on top of the bare black ice, and it's, yeah, very, very lean, very, very narrow. Probably is climbable, but not going to be particularly enjoyable. It's going to be harder than the given guidebook grade. There's definitely no chance of skiing it yet. Buongiorno. Here I am at the Col d'Entrève. It's always nice to come and peer into Italy, but this is another absolutely stunning corner of the Massif. Looks like people have been going up and down the Voie Normale of the Tour Ronde, although even this early in the season you definitely need to be going up and down there pretty quick because there's evidence of a lot of rockfall in the descent couloir. Again, even now, it's only still April. There's also tracks going to the southeast integral, but by the look of it, they probably turned around and decided to go up that way instead. The prolonged stable weather that we have been experiencing has now finally shifted. We're not seeing any major weather fronts come down or any serious storms come by, but we're kind of between high and low pressures now. At this time of year, that leads to enough instability to create showers. It's very much classic alpine spring and early summer diurnal temperature variations. You have clear skies early in the morning. It's often still very cold down in the valley. Then as the heat builds during the day, clouds build up, you get fair weather clouds as we've got around us right now, and then there's a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon or evening. And that's pretty much what we've been having for the last few days. And that's what we're going to have for the next few days as well. So it's still, broadly speaking, good weather, but very, very changeable. But we are still under a warm air mass. We are south of the jet stream still, which means that freezing levels are still pretty high. Currently around about 3,000 meters. Again, they're yo-yoing between about 2,800 and 3,200. So yes, we've been getting precipitation. We very much need the precipitation. We're in danger of going into drought if we didn't get any. But we're not seeing a huge amount of snow. The snow line's been kind of at least 2,500, if not higher. So we've been getting a light top up here on the Valley Blanche each day, 4 or 5 centimeters, maybe 10 at most, but it consolidates very quickly in the heat. And as I said earlier, on the south facing slopes, it gets cooked straight away. And for anybody planning to come to the closing party on Sunday, we are expecting some slightly more meaningful precipitation. The morning should be dry, but probably cloudy. Then throughout the afternoon, especially in the evening, we're expecting some moderate rainfall. It might even be snowing at the top of Boschard, so top of the highest lift. You might even get a little bit of snow for closing day, which happens remarkably often, but certainly for most of the mountain it'll be rain. And for anybody staying for the after party down at the Argentero area in the evening, you can expect to get wet. As expected, some absolutely lovely spring powder turns. It's not deep, just a few centimetres, but it doesn't need to be fun. There are still a lot of crevasses around though, so you do need to watch out. Probably over now for the Valley Blanche in terms of doing it in its own right. It's still just about worth it if you're doing something like I did today, going off and explore on an adventure, getting some extra meters in, but if you're just skiing one of the classic itineraries, the effort to get down now is not worth the reward from higher up. Unless we get another big dump of snow, it's still possible, it might happen, but for now at least, yeah, it's a lot of effort to get down, and the skiing's not that great once you're kind of a third of the way down, so I wouldn't recommend many people doing this anymore. You can still ski most of the way to the gondola. A few sections of walking, a lot of skiing over bare ice, gravel, through rivers, other tomfoolery, but I've made it to here, what, 200 metres away from the gondola. I can probably put my skis back on again just around this corner as well, get another 50 metres closer. So yeah, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of hassle. You just destroy your skis, but you can still ski most of the way. So I think I was wrong about Montemur closing today, 30th of April. I definitely had an email that implied that, but the website says it's open until the 11th of May, I think, so hopefully you've still got another week or so to be able to descend this way if you so wish. The problem with the Valley Blanche now, and moving into the future, is year on year, the Murder glass, it's becoming more and more of a rock glacier. There's virtually no bare ice showing now, which is all moraine, which means one, it takes a lot more snow to be able to cover the rocks, and two, the snow melts much quicker as well, so it's a double whammy. So irrespective of how much snow we get, the season for skiing the Valley Blanche is going to get shorter and shorter and shorter. 1st of May at Grand Montée, and it's absolutely heaving. The car park's completely full, so I had to park in the woods. Just goes to show that if there's snow and you let them, people will ski. This is the only place that's still open for left surf skiing for absolutely miles and miles, and it's a bank holiday weekend, so everyone's had to come here. If only a few more places would take a leaf out of Grand Monté's book and stay open through to the May bank holiday weekend, and then we wouldn't have this problem. But there's clearly still an appetite for skiing, even though it's 20 degrees down here. People still want to ski, and it's a holiday, so we need more places to stay open. Obviously it's not that busy once you're up here. Everyone just disperses, it's still a relatively big area, and plus I think lots of people are already in the bars. But as you can see behind me, they're getting the pond skim, or water slides as they call it, ready for the closing party on Sunday. But right now the snow is absolutely beautiful spring corn. Not quite so much in the off-piste, there's been a bit of Saharan dust, there's very much a brown grippy layer, but on the piste it's sublime, it's exactly what you want this time of year. What an absolutely glorious day this is. The cloud will build during the afternoon, but it shouldn't rain until the evening, if at all, today, so yeah, great time to be skiing. People who don't go spring skiing are really missing out on one of life's great joys. I don't resort skiing Grand Montée very often, because in terms of carving, it's a pretty poor resort, and on a powder day, everything's tracked out by 10 AM, so I only really come here to go on high mountain adventures, but it's this time of year when it really comes into its own. Being quite high and north facing, it's got a much bigger window opportunity for that sweet spot for spring corn on a warm, sunny spring day. It's just a shame it doesn't stay open longer, to be honest. Back in the day, before the top cable car burnt down, you used to be able to keep skiing resort laps well after the resort had closed. Often well into June, you could still ski from the top station down to the mid station. So I'm hoping when they finally finish the new top cable car and reopen it, they'll keep that running right through spring and into summer as well. Because that would definitely be a huge asset to the area, being able to keep going spring skiing right through into summer. But knowing the company de Mont Blanc, I wouldn't be surprised if they change that, because it'll pretty much only be season pass holders who'll be using it in May, so it won't make them any money. So unfortunately, being a cynic, I wouldn't be surprised if they close it in May as well. And right on cue, the weather looks like it's set to get a little bit colder again next week after all the lifts have closed, with the snow line potentially coming back down towards mid-mountain level. So we could well have some half-decent powder days next week, except the only way you'll be able to get up to the snow is on the Aiguille du Midi. If that does happen, and you want to get some easy, low-stress spring powder turns, and the places to go will be Teens and Val d'Isère or Les Deux Alpes. All three of those resorts are set to stay open throughout May and into their summer seasons as well. Or, of course, the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise between Zermatt and Brulchevigna, or indeed head all the way over into Austria. So, this Sunday, Freeride Day, the big end of season closing party. This year's theme is manga for fancy dress. Well, I don't really know how you do manga without being a little bit racist, but just come as anything. It's just an excuse to dress up and be silly. For anybody who doesn't have a season pass, lift tickets for the day are only 10 euros, so it's well worth the effort. If you're somewhere, if you're staying down in Geneva or Annemasse, for example, it's definitely worth the trip up for the day. There's usually a DJ playing and a bar set up at the top here, and then at the end of the day, there's several live bands playing down at the Argentero at the bottom of the Pierre-Ric piste. And after that, again, there's often an after party down in Fubar, so it's all just one big party. If you are planning on coming, the conditions of the snow will all depend on if there's clear skies or not the night before. If you get a good overnight refreeze like we've been getting recently, then it'll be beautiful spring corn, just like it is now. If it's cloudy overnight, then it'll probably be really sticky, really heavy, not that enjoyable to ski. in which case, concentrate more on the partying. We are expecting some rain throughout the day, but fingers crossed the heaviest rain won't arrive until the evening. So you should be able to stay mostly dry up on the mountain, hopefully, we shall see. But definitely expect to get wet down in town later. Virtually the entire mountain is still skiable. The only lift which is closed is Retour Pendant for fairly obvious reasons. But you can still ski the L'Avance Bowl as long as you exit via the tunnel. Just don't go too low and miss the exit. Unfortunately, they have bulldozed the snow on the Pierre home run, so you can't ski down at the end of the day. You wouldn't be able to ski all the way down to the bottom anyway, but you'd be able to ski most of the way. But they've cleared a path now so they can get construction traffic up and down that way, which is a bit of a shame. Previous years, plenty of people have opted to ski down for one final run at the end of the day on closing day, but it is what it is. But everywhere else, all the runs are still complete, still wide, still really good snow cover. Okay, there's a tiny bit of rock hopping required to get through the tunnel. And that's a wrap on the Winter 25/6 ski season, or at least it will be after Sunday. Thanks so much everybody for coming along for the ride. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. If you wish to keep supporting the channel, as I always say, the simplest thing for you to do is keep watching my videos. Even if it's not something that interests you, stick it on and let it play to itself. And for those of you who still haven't hit that subscribe button yet, then now's your chance. Go on, it's completely free, costs you nothing, and I help out the channel massively, so what are you waiting for? We're tantalisingly close to my 10,000 goal for the season, so it'd be lovely if we could have a final surge now, get over the finish line. And another big thank you to anybody who's contributed to my Buy Me a Coffee page this season. Without you, this simply wouldn't be possible. So, thanks very much. And also thanks to anybody who's used my links and codes either to buy Outdoor Master products or to book your airport transfers for mountain drop-offs. That helps me out a lot as well, so thanks to you guys as well. And keep your eyes peeled for my first alpine conditions report, which, given how things are going at the moment, may well come pretty quickly. Or equally, I may well have a post-season snow report in a couple of weeks' time, who knows. But yeah, I'm certainly not going to be disappearing off of your channels just yet. I've still got a few more adventure videos to put out and plenty more things in the pipeline as well to keep you entertained. So one way or another, you'll be seeing me again very, very shortly. But until then, ciao.